Hey, all you greasy little pigs in a blanket. I'm Dale Rodman Jr. the third, and this is Slow to Pro, video series where I go from slow to finally making a good decision here on Misano on Low Fuel Motorsport. We got ourselves a bit of a wet start, but if you pay attention there in the weather forecast above the tires, I'm gonna highlight it in red here. So even though the game's trying to tell me that wet tires are optimum, I don't care. I went with dry tires. I went with the slicks. Looks like Taco Man did too. He went off circuit there, and we're gonna go ahead and give it a little booty blast. So yeah, just really banking on the dry tires and hoping that the circuit dries out enough that they're useful. Porsche goes ahead and smashes the hell out of that Honda, turns it into effectively a lawnmower blade. And now we're heading into turns 4, 5, and 6. We're gonna get a Ferrari off on the inside. We got Aston Martin off over there. And as we sweep through turn 6, we got two knuckleheads and Audis. You guys are supposed to be teammates. You gotta be better than that. You can't be taking each other out. I see another Audi. I'm like, bro, well, let's do this. We can work together. We can find a way. Anyway, we made a move on the BMW. Had to brake super early. Just to, again, I'm on dry tires on a wet track. I don't even know where the braking limits are just yet. So we're gonna let him have that position back because I'm assuming, based on his grip and performance, that he might be on the wet option. So I'm happy at this point to be all the way up into P15, soon to be P14, because we got a knucklehead in a Honda. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch the replay. I don't know how he went off. Could have not been his fault, could have been his fault, but I've never seen anybody off on that part of the circuit. But nonetheless, we're now on P14, and because we're on LFM, our car number is effectively our rank. We're car number 19, so P14 versus rank 19. We're doing a good job right now. We're doing pretty swell, if I might say. Maybe some kids would call it lit. I don't know, but anyway, we're about to finish lap 1 in P14. Before that happens though, hey Benjamin, you subscribed yet? We've been growing like crazy. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's been hugely motivating for me to see the growth. So thanks so much, Ben. I appreciate you. And we're gonna go ahead and skip now to the first ever sponsored section. This is brought to you by Slow Donald's. Slow Donald's, the preferred restaurant option of bottom split racers all around the world. We got ourselves a free 4-piece McNugget here, courtesy of our corporate overlords, and that puts us all the way up into P10 with the taco themed BMW still clawing and itching and scratching, and he's or she is almost inside me as we go through the final turn here. And if we go ahead and skip just one lap, it's still pretty much the same situation. Taco BMW still right up my tail, except now we've caught up to the pack in front of us. I don't know if the track is starting to dry out or if I've just started to realize exactly how much grip I have, but we're going to head up alongside this BMW now and turn 3 here, I think this is. We're going to get danger close and get right past him, and then I think he receives a bit of a booty blast from the Taco BMW. Yeah, he gets a booty blast, all right. So that's going to give us P9 all up in the bag, and now it's time to get to work on this red Mecha in front of us here. And it's not going to take long because the circuit, at least on the racing lines, seems to almost certainly be drying out. This McLaren, you can see by the tire marks, it's starting to struggle for grip. I think those were his tire marks anyway. Probably weren't. But anyway, we're about to see some tire marks that are his as we come through turns 9 and 10 here. Gonna have a bit of a slip on the exit, which is gonna give us obviously a better exit than they had. So it's a perfect place to have that too. It's the fastest part of the circuit, so it's gonna give us ample time to get up alongside. And while the circuit is dry on the racing line, I don't believe it is outside the racing line. So McLaren has to let off the throttle there quite a bit in order to make that turn without wrecking their car. And there's P8. Let's go ahead and skip to the next bit of action. Took about a lap to close the gap to the Porsche, and it's about 2 more laps for another gap to finally open up here as we head through turns 4 and 5. Porsche leaves the door open, and we say, hell yeah, we'll take that. We'll go side by side. I don't care. Take the wide exit to turn 6, which is going to give us a much better run down the straight here, which the Porsche is already weak on. Here is what is technically turn 7, and as we head through turn 8, we're going to have the inside line. So even though we have a really terrible exit here, we're able to lock up P7. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. And now it's time to skip 2 more laps into the future. Coming down the straight here, I noticed one of these knuckleheads had dipped their tires into the dirt because I noticed all the dirt flying in the air. Part-time detective as well as a professional amateur sim racer. But whatever these 2 knuckleheads got into has given us the go-ahead to catch right up to this BMW, and his tires must be cooked because he goes zipping off, flying. He's able to catch it, put it back on circuit, but he's lost a lot of speed there. It's a pretty easy pass to get us up into P6, and I'm very thrilled because he's car number 4, and the way LFM works. Basically, if you finish higher than somebody that's a higher rank than you, you get more rating. So basically, this guy in front of me, he's car number 1. I really want to finish in front of him. So at this point, ooh, I'm laser focused. I'm full on, big sweaty, snorting the G Fuel, really addied out of my mind, trying to get past this guy. And then as we come across start finish line, out of nowhere, he just pulls over. He's like, "Yeah, you can have it." So I think they were either on wet tires or maybe sustained some damage in whatever caused that dirt to flare up on the screen. Because it didn't take very long for me to build a gap to that car behind us. And if we skip ahead now to the end of the final lap, we'll see that we ended up finishing in P5. So that was a great result for such a dynamic race with the track starting out wet and drying out. I was really happy with that result. I'll be back later this week with some action from Indianapolis on low fuel motorsport, as well as another race from Misano with Zealous Racing League. So be on the lookout for those. And as always, thank you so much for watching Slow to Pro. I'm Noah Rodman Jr., the third. You guys have the kind of day you want to have.